there are a few video games that are coming out that I'm looking forward to. I don't know if they're gonna be good, but let's go down the list. Here's one of them. It's called Metal Slug Tactics, and I always like the tactics games. It's just most of them were kind of like XCOM, where it was like serious, but it was violent. None of them were like sort of silly. This still is kind of violent, but it's cartoonish and it's kind of funny. Even though it's kind of a war sim, it's still a lot of funny stuff going on. But anyways, Metal Slug Tactics. So outside of that, I definitely want to play this. And there are certain games that are kind of like this, like what do we call Mech Warrior? I think there's some Mech Warrior games, and there's some other games that I can't even think of for PC that I have that I tried to play, but I don't know if my computer can even handle it. Maybe the new computer can, but I need a new computer now because everything's obsolete if you've gotten it within the last couple of years. So yeah, definitely want something like that. Something kind of mechy. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they, FromSoft, has had a history of doing pretty good with these sort of games and making them exciting and thrilling and very involved. So, judging from the trailer, it looks like it's gonna be pretty high tech, especially when it's on next gen. Like none of the mech games that have come out in the past had crazy graphics or even crazy good handling. So definitely want something that has a little bit of both. Mostly graphics. I want something that just looks better. The stuff we had before was super basic. I'm not necessarily needing an open world, but it seems like every game nowadays winds up open world. That's kind of super high end. This one is definitely coming out for PS5. I'm probably not going to get that version. I don't even know if the PS4 is going to be my last console, and I'll just keep beefing up whatever computer I have. Because I always need a computer. And yeah, just like that. So then there's Street Fighter 6. And I definitely want to play Street Fighter 6. It looks like the new characters are very nice. Some of the returning characters are different yet the same, kind of familiar to people that play those characters. Chun-Li is different. DJ is definitely different. But like, if you like those characters, you'll definitely learn the new mechanics. They needed to add some more technique. Of course, later on down the line, there will be supporting this game for a long time. They'll add different stuff, like, maybe a different gauge, etc. But, from what I've seen, there's a lot of cool stuff. Chun-Li looks great. I know some Chun-Li players that are trying to get used to the fact that she's sort of like Gin, but like, I used to play Gin with Alpha after a while, and it seems like their stories overlap. I don't know if Gin is relative to Chun-Li's father or something like that. They kind of hinted that, Gin and Chun-Li have a past. But that's what her style is like now. It's closer to a mix between her original style and Gin. They made DJ still kind of like DJ, still happy and not smiling as much, but still smiling and dancing. But they made him like, I don't know, rhythm based or like a bit more complicated. And then there's like extra added stuff to the game to where you can customize your own fighter. But I'm not sure how that's going to work with everything. I heard it's going to be separate from the online, and it's just going to be some stuff to do except playing online. Because most of these fighting games is just play online, play with your friends, and that's it. This looks like there's going to be an intricate story because of the stuff that's happening with Ken. And it also looks like they're going to add more stuff because of the fact that Bison is no longer around. They had new bosses. That chick is like some sort of dancer ballerina type. There's like a gladiator warrior looking chick that everybody is hype about. Like, you know, she's really muscular and strong, which, you know, honestly, they had a lot of strong women in Street Fighter already, but they didn't look like they had enough muscle power to actually hurt you. You know, it looked like you were just being finessed a lot. You know, they were finessing you with your kicks. You know, they had Chun-Li said she's the world's strongest woman now. It looks like there's a chick that looks like she's even stronger. And, you know, it's cool that they have new characters that people are getting hyped to play around with. So that is really cool with me. And there is a couple of figures amongst other stuff like stickers and books and everything like that that come with the pre-order. But there is a Kimberly figure that I'm trying to get. And everybody's hyped for that, but they don't necessarily want to spend a ridiculous amount of money to get a Kimberly figure. And there's a Luke figure, but I don't know how many people want a Luke figure. But yeah, you know, there she is. I think her name is Manon. But super strong gladiator type. All sorts of. It looks like a mix between Brawler and Grappler. And then there's this game, which I forgot the name of this game, but it's definitely new. It looks like a new Chinese developer. I don't know if there's loot in it, but there probably will be. It's looking super open world. Can't quite get a bead on the type of monsters and characters you'll be fighting, but it just looks like there's a mix between city situation and fantasy situation. It definitely looks kind of like it's going to rival what Borderlands has done for a while. It looks like there's going to be more development and the enemies are going to be more interesting. That's one thing I've always had a problem with Borderlands. And look, there's a quicker traversal instead of running and sliding. That's the main thing I've had a problem with Borderlands, is that most of the enemies are kind of iffy, you know, bullet sponges, throwaway. They didn't have a whole bunch of unique attacks, most of them. Some of them did a lot of damage, but it was kind of like some cheap stuff. But I will say that 3 kind of introduced a larger scope, and planet traversal was also nice, but I don't know if this game necessarily has planet traversal, but it does look graphically impressive. So definitely looking forward to this. Not sure what the story would be. From that trailer, it looks kind of iffy. A lot of question marks around that game. Not quite sure. And then there's this, which I always wondered, like, they tried to get a video game of various characters from comic books off the ground. And not everybody had decent video games, but Hellboy has had video games before. And they've always tried to make it interesting while keeping an emulated style that was close to Mike Mignola's comic book style. I think this game is going to be pretty interesting because of the fighting angle is kind of close to God of War, It doesn't look like it's coming out anytime soon, but there is a Steam wishlist page. They have announced that it is coming to all the consoles, so it doesn't look like it's something that's going to take forever. It doesn't look like one of those things where there's just tons of enemies and hordes of enemies that you just sort of swim through. It looks like something that is going to be kind of dramatic when you fight an enemy. So there's that. This, on the other hand, is another comic book video game I've been looking forward to for a long time, this game, and I've always wondered, why hasn't there been a video game like this before? You know, it seems weird that Warner Brothers DC has been holding out on certain games. I know Superman basically being kind of like an immortal guy. It's hard to make a video game around him. It would seem like all the enemies would have to have kryptonite or magic or something. But it still can be done. I feel like if they put more thought into it, they could do it. But Wonder Woman is very popular right now, and I feel like that would be the game to go with. A Wonder Woman video game. And it just makes sense, you know? Wonder Woman is also pretty strong, and in more recent iterations doesn't need a jet to fly, which is good. But it's interesting because I've never seen too many situations where Wonder Woman is injured, but supposedly she's strong, but not as strong as Superman for some strange reason. I don't know. For some strange reason, they have Superman as the poster boy. So, yeah, it looks good to me. Looks very interesting. And then, also will say that it should be coming out pretty soon, but I don't think there is a release date on the Wonder Woman game. But from what they've shown, it looks like they don't have much. Like, they haven't shown any gameplay. They haven't had any general release date necessarily. They just said it's gonna be out on multiple platforms. Or I don't even know if they even had the platforms. I thought I saw that somewhere, but I'm not even sure about that now. So, anyways, there's this game. And I don't think this game is coming out for PS4. I think it's a PS5 situation. I'm not sure what other platforms it would be on. But, I'm not sure if it's a prequel or a sequel or anything like that, but I think it's reminiscent of something that was on the original PlayStation, and I think that game is called Project Eve, and it looks pretty interesting. Like, a lot of people were saying this is kind of like what is it called? Ultra Gear, Ultra Blade, Ultra something, where it's just basically you and you got like a crazy blade and you're slicing up robots. It looked like that at first. It looked like a sequel, but they revealed that it's something closer to Project Eve. It looks like something along the lines, you know? Not necessarily 100% sure if it is a sequel to Project Eve or if it's even related to Project Eve at all. Not sure about that. But it does look graphically impressive, you know. They're trying to push the envelope of what the current gen, which is PS5 and Xbox, can do. Not sure if this is going to be on Xbox One S or One X. Not sure about that, but definitely looks good. Definitely looks like something that I would play, but hopefully, like most games nowadays, it'll be on PC. A lot of people are not confirming or denying that some of these games will be on PC because they want you to buy them on console, because PC has sales that are kind of outside of the publisher's hands. So most of the time when you buy stuff on console, you have to wait a year, maybe 2 years, a year and a half until something goes on sale. But yeah, Stellar Blade. It looks like another game from a Chinese developer.